In my experience, the only people who say that talking about race divides people are those who benefit from people not talking about race. So, what do I mean in my experience? What does that mean in my experience? Who am I? Well, I am a scholar practitioner. Now, what a scholar practitioner is someone who not only is educated in a specific field, but they also have done the job or the work in that specific field. So, for example, I was a police officer for 22 years at every level and working with departments at the federal, working with the state police, working with local police. I've even worked with international policing training. I've worked with policies and everything you could think of with policing. I've probably done some handle of it. And then ultimately, that's the practitioner piece. What is the scholar part of it? I have a PhD in public policy and administration. I have a master's degree in criminal justice with a focus on police policy. And ultimately, I have lived experiences. My PhD dissertation was on African Americans' experiences with the Cleveland police. So I am very well versed in this issue of policing. I understand that the origins of policing were slave patrols. I understand that the slave patrol evolved into modern policing. And I understand that policing was never intended or designed in its current format for people who look white. It was not. The first police departments were in New England. They were in Boston, they were in Philadelphia, they were in New York. And these departments were for very particular purposes. One was race control. One was for race control and ultimately wage control, ultimately north from the industrialists. And then you look at the South. What was policing like in the South? Well, in the South, the police didn't have police departments. They didn't need police departments. Look at the codes. Look at the laws. The laws were slave laws patrolled by slave patrollers. Now, that's a side issue. But when I talk about modern policing, we have to understand that the format of the police structure was designed to be those who are policed and those who get policing. So Black people are policed in America. We are policed. And policing is done on the behalf for white folks to Black people. Now, yes, there are some situations where white people get abused by the police. This is a collateral effect, not the primary function.